Hi everyone, Sari Canino here, and today I have a tutorial showing you how I created this mini inspirational art journal. This project was originally created for the Robin Marie Smith design team, so most of the products used here are from Robin Marie Smith Designs. In today's video, I'm going to be using the Wait For Me Art Pop line. So I'm starting out with 2 of the Art Pop cards and a sheet of the sticker tape. I lay my 2 cards close together, but with just a little bit of a gap in between, and then use the sticker tape to attach them together to create like a little book. And I actually lay down some Liquitex gel medium to make sure that it really stays, because I'm going to turn this into a book, so I want to make sure that it's super strong. Now I'm ready to work on the sheets that I'm going to be using for the inside of my book. I'm going to be using some of the Mixed Media Artist Papers Volume 3, and I've just cut these randomly. I've kind of cut them in half and just made sure that they're going to fit inside. I did not measure because I like to have my inside sheets different sizes, so I'm not really concerned as long as they don't stick out of the edge of my covers. I fold them all in half, and I also have a couple of sheets from my stash of painted papers that I've had, and I've also pulled out a couple of pages from some magazines that I'm going to also use. I have a couple of sheets of blank watercolor paper that I'm folding and going to add those in as well. I just get everything folded up and kind of arranged the way that I want, and I have to trim down a couple of the pages to make sure that they fit inside the cover. No big deal. If you want to measure them all, you certainly could do that, but once I'm happy where they are, I am not a sewer, so this is going to be a very simple put together book. I used my crocodile and I punched 2 holes, and I've grabbed some Sari ribbon that's a neutral like beige, and I'm just threading that through as well. Now I want to add a little bit of pizzazz, I guess, to it. So I'm using some of the Stretch Magic, which is like a cord for beading. And I've pulled some beads that I have in my stash. There's some turquoise round beads and some fun starfish beads. And I'm just threading them on there, just kind of eyeballing and seeing what I like. You know, you can make it longer or shorter depending on how big your book is or how long you want it to be. You could let it hang down even further and use it kind of as like a bookmark in your book as well. But I just kind of want it as like a charm for the outside. Once I'm done with that, I actually tie it into the end of it into like a little loop so that it'll go over my Sari ribbon, and I can tie it right onto the spine of the book. Once I'm done with that, I go in with some white gesso, and I'm just adding a little bit to a few of the different pages because I want to be able to write on these later on. So I'm going to need on some of the pages that have a lot of color or a lot of writing from the magazines to be toned down so I can write over them. I use my heat gun in between and dry them, in a couple of pages where the magazine sheets had too much writing. I went in and added another layer of gesso. Now that I'm done with the gesso, I'm ready to add some fun elements to my book. So I have, again in the same line, Wait For Me, in the Art Pops line, I have the sticker sheets, the circle sticker sheets, 1 and 2, and I start to add some stickers. I'm using Paperback Studio scrap and journal tools, which has some amazing elements for stamping in your journals. I'm adding some color in with a paintbrush and a few colors that I've pulled out of matte acrylic paints by Blick Arts. Some of the pages I'm writing a little title at the top just to give me kind of like a little journal prompt. Just kind of pre-preparing some of the pages and getting them ready to be used. We're not going to do the whole book, but we'll do quite a few pages here together. I have a couple of pages that I ripped out of a magazine that had some really pretty elements on them. So some of those I'm cutting out and I'm adding them to my page with the gel medium. I use a piece of notebook paper and I rip that out and also glue in a few pieces like that so I have something fun to write on. Adding a couple of the arrows from the Wait For Me sticker line from the Art Pops, and then I just outline them with a black pen. I'm just using a black pen to add some lines. I go in and I do more stamping, some circles, and just kind of color those in with my fingers. Sometimes I use the pen for lines, and sometimes I use the paintbrush with paint. Using the Art Pop stickers again to add more elements to my page and glue in this little quote that I found in the magazine that I thought was super cute. Found this one that had a typewriter on it, and I thought, oh, this would be super cute to have underneath. I end up gluing a little piece of the notebook paper, and then the picture I tape down just the bottom half of it with one of the Art Pop stickers so that you can use it like a little flap so your writing is hidden underneath. What's fun with the Art Pop stickers when you're creating a little project like this is they're already beautiful, so you don't really have to do a lot to them. And when you want to get like several pages done so you can have something ready to go, they really do make it a lot more efficient. Because if you had to do all this by hand and from scratch, you would be hours and hours creating this. Some of the pages I like to give like a little edge to. So I use my paint and just paint around the edge, just kind of frame it in a little bit. On this one page, I use the arrow stamps, and I stamp them 3 times to use as my journal lines. And here's a little flip through of the pages that we finished. Now I've decided to add a little bit of the iridescent bronze to the kind of edge my book or my journal. So I take the paint, I water it down a little bit, and then I just take a paintbrush, and I'm doing this very, very sloppy because I want it to drip down into the pages and on the edges. And our mini inspirational journal is complete. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I love all of your comments and they mean so much to me. Thank you for sharing your time with me today, and don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye.